Okay, my good friend all the way from California, Dwayne Hughes, is here today. I call him Sarge, right? He was in Vietnam the year before I was. He's here today to talk about something called aloe vera. Do you take the gel or do you take the skin? Which is best? We'll pose that question. Of course, this is both of them. And then he has a guest named Marcia who has a testimonial. I've heard this. It's amazing. Okay. What is causing all this infertility? What if it were your fork and spoon? I'm going to address that today. And then anybody missing chocolate donuts, have you advanced to the Kaufmann 2 diet? You are going to love what Abby did over in the kitchen just a few days ago. The aroma is still around the set. All that and more on this Know the Cause. Today's Know the Cause is brought to you by Apex Health. Apex Health for life. My name is Doug Kaufmann. For the past 40 years, I've dedicated my life and even my career to finding the root cause of disease. Join me in a team of physicians, pharmacists, and scientists, and soon you too will know the cause. We open this show with our floor director talking to us about Vietnam. Sarge was in Vietnam, Dwayne Hughes, in 1969-70, yep. And I was there in 70 and 71. And why is there so much age difference? You must have gone over at 23, 24 years old.
Yeah.
See, I was a kid, 20 when I went over.
Actually, I was in the Naval Reserve for a while and then got a discharge out of the Naval Reserve and then got drafted. So it's kind of a...
Are we saying buy my aloe vera yet?
Yeah.
Actually, a couple of years ago, I sat down with Dwayne. He and a product developer, a very bright guy by the name of Scott McKnight, he introduced you to aloe vera. Along came a product a year and a half ago now, and we experimented with a little on TV. Let's see if people are interested in this. Well, I knew what this product could do. You knew what this product could do. We just wanted to see what you guys would do. Let's talk a little, because there's several products now. He spun off in the past year, a couple of new and dynamic products, but we still go back to what is working for thousands of you, and that is Aloe Apex. Why is this different? I walk into a health food store and there's 3 aloe veras. Why is this one different?
Well, there's all kinds of aloe. There's the aloe plant, but by the time it gets into a bottle, there's all kinds of different things that happen to it. It can either be processed poorly, it can be waited too long. They could wait too long to process it, and it has certain nutrients that are lost. The reason that our Aloe Apex is so effective is because of the aloe that's in it. And it's an aloe that has 3 patents on it, one for using the whole leaf and the gel together, the other one for bioavailability, and the other one for preserving the nutrients that are in it. And the bioavailability, over 3 times more of the polysaccharides that are in aloe vera, which are the key components for building proteins, 3 times more get in the body because of that process that we have on that patented process on the aloe vera for absorption than if you just ate the raw plant.
You know, I've got to tell you folks a story. When I was working in clinical nutrition in these doctors' offices, it's fairly common for someone to say in the waiting room, can we hurry along? I'm going to a bone doctor, and I'm here in a skin doctor, then I need to go to my brain doctor and my female doctor and then my knee doctor. So people take an afternoon off. These are called polysymptomatic patients, and they really do believe that each doctor is going to fix them, when in fact they get a prescription from each doctor. What if there were one etiology, one cause of so many symptoms? I think Marcia probably does as good a job as anybody in expounding on her relief that she got. Could I play that for them?
Absolutely.
This Dwayne brought this in. It's short, but listen to this testimonial using this product called Aloe Apex.
Hello, my name is Marcia. I'm from Long Beach, California. I heard about Aloe Apex on Know the Cause, and I was interested, but I was sort of skeptic because I had a problem with my leaky gut, migraines, and chronic arthritis for many, many years. I had tried everything, just like everybody always says, and nothing helped. And I tried Aloe Apex thinking about my leaky gut issues only, but to my surprise, I started to notice that the nagging, aching pain that was in my lower back had really lightened up considerably. I hadn't realized at the time that it could actually help my arthritis, but I started noticing my joints and my legs and my knees feel so much better. Not only that, but I also noticed my migraines have lightened up. I wanted to call and tell you thank you so much. I finally found something that works, and I am so very grateful to Dwayne Hughes and Apex Health.
You know, I wonder how often clinically I heard this. I got your product hoping one problem would go away, but lo and behold, with a change, everything seems to be working. There might be an enzyme deficiency in some of these people. Tell folks what you do with this product to enhance its workability.
Well, first of all, there's just tons of constituents in the product itself, but there's this bioavailability and being able to get what you ingest into your system is so important, and that's what aloe vera does, and the Aloe Apex does, getting into your gut. Gut health, of course, is so important, but you get all these nutrients into your system. She's talking about pain, back, and so forth. You know, a lot of times it's nutrient deficiency that causes these problems, and when your body knows what you need. I mean, God made us so that all you got to do is get it in here and down in here, and then He'll put it where it needs to be, as long as there's not a whole bunch of antibiotics in the way with you know, biofilm and all the other stuff that goes along with it.
But even that, Dwayne, because of the enzymes in the product,
yes,
it helps to chew away at these things. Now, we get back from this short break. I want to continue this conversation. Do most people buy the product for their tummy and find it useful elsewhere? Don't go away. We'll be right back with you. You know, so true that the nurse, who's a friend of one of our cameramen here, that I worked with 31 years ago out here at a big hospital, used to tell me, Doug, the clients who come in to see you are saying, could Doug see me quickly because I have to get to my migraine? And I keep thinking back at Marcia, thinking, okay, thank you. This really, really helped seal up maybe a leaky gut. But then I'm finding these headaches aren't so bad and my back pain isn't so bad. Folks, part of the problem is you aren't what you eat. You are what you absorb. And one of the benefits of these enzymes in this product is they can help gobble up biofilms. And these are ugly little saran wraps around, you know, veins, arteries, etc. in your body. And so eating through them is a good idea. Do you have a take on why people call you after the show, your phones ring? What's the most prominent thing they say? Is it gut?
Well, because we talk so much about all the different things, it's a variety of reasons they call. And they call asking if it can help with something that's quite bizarre that we don't even have research that says yes or no. But here's the point. Because your body is so effective in putting where it needs nutrients once they get into your body, that's why this is such a great product, because Aloe Apex is kind of like the catalyst in there to make everything else work right. So you get more absorption of the vitamin minerals, you get more absorption, better absorption of the enzymes, all the nutrients that you get. Everything that you eat has vitamins and minerals in them, and they get delivered better. So the more healthy that delivery system is in your gut, the better your golf going to be in all these other areas. That's why there's so many different areas, as we showed on that chart, that help you to
cardiovascular, immune system, inflammation, you know, bowel. It's a fascinating product and one that came out many, many years ago. I remember Pat Boone, you know, 30, 40 years ago talking about this. What a neat guy, but all of a sudden it just disappeared. And so when you guys approach me, all I want is the best. And all the vetting comes in. Folks, you're dealing with a company that really has integrity and puts into that bottle that integrity. When you're swallowing these caps, here's the take-home note. Everybody today is going to a doctor. Everybody is getting blood drawn for something called C-reactive protein, CRP, which indicates to the doctor you're swelling inside. That's why you hurt. That's why your memory is poor, etc. C-reactive protein levels, I don't know if this has ever been tested with aloe vera, but when the inflammation stops, C-reactive protein begins going down. Inflammation is one of the areas that your product can help with.
Yes, and inflammation is associated with so many problems, whether it's joint health, it could be you know, something in your back, it could be your stomach, even inflammation in your stomach. So it is a very important aspect of keeping your body overall healthy.
You're on the verge, well, you've introduced a couple more products, and I just learned you're on the verge of a couple of more from your friend Scott. I am so excited about this company. The bottom line is they seem to have taken to you, they love you, they wouldn't if it didn't work. And so thousands of you have ordered this product and are now taking it. Thank you for that. How do they get it?
They can get it by going to our website, which is very easily aloapex.com. Or they can call the 800 number, the 833 number on the screen, the toll-free number, and order through the center. If they go to the website, they need to go to the special website, which is also on the screen, which is /KTC for Know the Cause. And that way they get their automatic discount because it lands on the page that gives them the discount. But for any of our products that they order, they get first order price is 25% off. And then if they want to lock in that percentage, they can go to auto ship, which gives them a frequency of every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. We have people that order 6 bottles and have it delivered every 6 months.
It's
free shipping, anything over 3 bottles. So there's a really easy way to save some money on shipping, to stock up a little bit, and then save some money on the bottle itself.
We started this with our tours in Vietnam. Let's end it there also. Did you ever think 50 years ago that this is what you would be doing today, helping so many people?
No, I had no idea.
Isn't it a joy?
It is a joy, and I got to give credit to the Lord for giving us the inspiration and the opportunity.
We've been a real good team.
Yeah.
Folks, not only is there Aloe Apex, there's an aloe cream called
Nature's Miracle.
And there's an aloe drink called
Alive Again.
Boy, I love that. Absolutely love that. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. And don't you go away. I'll be right back with more. A couple of years ago, I was giving a lecture in Oklahoma City, and there was probably 300 people in there. At the end of the lecture, people kind of line up to ask me questions. I love that. One wonderful 20-something couple came up with a baby, and the mother began crying as they came up to talk to me. And I said, "Are you okay? Are you sick?" And I'm thinking, "Oh no, tell me she doesn't have cancer." And the husband said, "No, we were infertile. We'd gone through all the infertility classes, all the expensive shots. We'd been through everything." And then we read a book. Dr. Dave Holland and I wrote a book 15 years ago called The Fungus Link to Infertility. And we referenced plenty of scientific research that said infertility is a fungus problem. And here was a couple that gave up on all the high tech, changed their diet, found some antifungals, and she now had a 9-month-old baby. And she was tearing up. God is amazing, right? Sometimes he still uses wretches like me to get his work done. So let's talk a little bit about this disease in America called infertility. Why not consider your diet and a fungal poison called zearalenone? Folks, this is a tough one. I've talked to you about aflatoxin. I've talked to you about vomitoxin. Zearalenone is, I think, going to turn out to be one of the most poisonous mycotoxins ever found. And it's a fusarium mold byproduct. It's a poison made by fusarium. Wait a minute, doesn't that grow on our corn? Don't cows eat the corn and chickens? Does that pass through their bloodstream? And we eat eggs, we eat chicken, and we eat beef? Okay, let's go. Zearalenone, a fusarium mold poison. A mycotoxin is a poisonous product made by a mold. This I thought was so great. Dr. Pitt, I've spoken with him a couple of times. He's out of Australia. Its importance as a mycotoxin lies in its estrogenic properties, as it causes a variety of reproductive disorders in female farm animals. Some hormonal effects occasionally seen in girls may have been associated with zearalenone intake. Wow. Precocious puberty, weight gain, early menses. I mean, this is an estrogenic, so many breast cancers are coming back now with estrogen receptive breast cancer. Where are we getting all this excess estrogen? Is it just corn? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Zearalenone causes mammalian infertility. Cows are mammals, were mammals, and yet no fertility that I'm aware of in the world. No fertility. By the way, when I was a kid, there was no infertility centers. Now they're billion-dollar centers. Ooh, we'll take your eggs, mix it with your sperm, and then put it back inside you. Okay, sometimes that works, thank God, and a child is born to a loving family. Most of the times, it doesn't. And these poor parents, they're on their knees, Lord, please, we want a child. And they look in the newspapers and online of these people that beat their kids and burn their kids. We would love our kids. Why can't we have one? Please consider this. This is biblical. You know, the Lord told Moses and Aaron, I give you Canaan and it's your possession. If I put a spreading mildew, mold, in a house in that land, you need to tell the high priest. Why? This mildew was a fungus that could spread and cause disease. No medical book says that, but plenty of Bibles say that. Isn't that amazing? And so once again, we're opening clinics that address the effect instead of the cause. Okay? It's not just linked to infertility. In his book, Mycotoxins, Professor John F. Leslie states that zearalenone might be the culprit when it comes to fully understanding polycystic ovarian syndrome, which many infertile couples or women have. In animals, zearalenone introduces hyperestrogenic syndrome, vulvovaginitis, enlarged uteri, enlarged nipples, and ovarian cysts. I've got to tell you, folks, a derivative of this mycotoxin is called Ralgro. Ralgro. And we give it to our cows, not in the European Union, but in North America only. We give it to our cows. The danger, I think, is we're seeing more and more estrogen-linked cancers, the more Ralgro or Zeranol we put in these meat products. Why is that allowed? Are we a petri dish where they're experimenting with us? I don't know the answers to that, nor do I know if Ralgro is really the problem. Be careful with fungal poisons. And if you're infertile, please consider looking at mold in your food supply as a possible cause. Hey, you were so good to sit through that segment on zearalenone and infertility and those big words. What you really wanted was chocolate donuts, didn't you? Let's go.
Hi, I'm Abby, and today in my kitchen I'm going to show you how to make Kaufmann 2 chocolate donuts. It's a fairly simple recipe to make. The only thing you're going to have to make sure you have beforehand is a donut pan. I ordered this one online because I couldn't find it in any store, but it was easy to get, and it's not very expensive either. First, we're going to start with our dry ingredients. We have coconut flour, cocoa powder, xylitol for our sweetener, baking powder, a little bit of salt, and we're gonna mix all of these up together, get them nice and incorporated. Alrighty, that's nice and mixed, and now we're gonna start adding our wet ingredients. I've got some melted butter, all that in there. Got vanilla, and 4 whole eggs. Alright, now start mixing these in, and you're gonna get a nice thick batter. Now, the last ingredient that we're gonna add to our batter is gonna be some freshly brewed coffee. Now coffee, when you add it into chocolate things, really brings out the flavor instead of just using water. So if you're baking with chocolate and cocoa, if the recipe calls for water, just go ahead and add coffee instead, and it's gonna give it a really nice mocha flavor. And this is gonna thin it out just enough to where we can put it in our pre-greased donut pan. Okay, now here's the part where it gets a little bit tricky, because you basically just have to spoon the batter into the donut rings. So we're just gonna use a steady hand and just spoon it in. You don't wanna get it too full. This makes about 10 donuts, so you don't wanna get it super full, but you do wanna fill them up to where you have a good size. And once you're done filling them in, go ahead and shake the the donut tin. Go ahead and shake the donut tin, and it kind of levels them all out on their own. So you can see I've got one that's not quite full, so I'm gonna add just a little bit more to that to make them even as possible. Got a little bit more of this. Okay. Shake them back out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in the oven at 325 for around 15 to 16 minutes. If your oven bakes a little bit hotter, you wanna do a little bit less, just keep an eye on them. Okay, my donuts are out of the oven. I've got them nice right here on the cooling rack. I'm gonna let them cool off as much as they can before I ice them. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and make the icing. We're using xylitol again, some cocoa powder, a little bit of heavy cream, and the tiniest bit of vanilla. I'm gonna mix all that together. You notice it's really kind of dry and clumpy, which is why I have the rest of my cup of coffee that I brewed earlier. And I'm gonna mix that in to thin it out. But this is the part where you're gonna need to eyeball it, because you need to add just enough to where it's thin enough to make it into an icing consistency. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and ice our donuts. They're nice and cool. So what you gotta do is take a donut, dip it, rim it around. And there you go. Go ahead and set it on your plate. There you go. And let's do one more. I'm just gonna do these for right now. These take about, if you want them to set really hard, they take about half an hour to set fully, or you can just go ahead and eat them right now. The coffee really brings out the flavor of the chocolate. Oh, these are so good. These are great. You can pre-make them. You can set them in your freezer or your fridge if you want to. If you want to make them for like a fun family Saturday morning or anything like that, you can have donuts in the morning. For this recipe and for more, go on to knowthecause.com. Again, this is Kaufmann 2, so you don't have to worry about fungus. It kills fungus. You can put a lot of spices in it if you want to make it even extra spicy. But yeah, enjoy the mess and have a great day.
You know, Sarge told me thousands of you are now taking Aloe Apex. When those numbers sell like that, when this product sells like that, there's a reason for those numbers. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. There it is. Many of you are not taking it. Please give it a try. I think you'll see the difference that thousands of people have seen. You've tried other aloes. I appreciate that. You haven't tried Aloe Apex. Thank you, Sarge, for coming in today. Isn't that fascinating about zearalenone, that mycotoxin in our food supply? Thank you for joining me today. And finally, come on, I want your vote. How about those chocolate donuts? I cannot wait. I cannot wait to dig in, folks. You have to make this diet fun. Now that's on the Kaufmann 2. Many of you are sick, have diseases. You've talked to your doctors about the Kaufmann 1 diet, and I get so many kind letters. Thank you. I think we're digging our grave with our fork and spoon. Reverse that. Use the fork and spoon to eat good, healthy foods and enjoy great health. God bless you, folks. We'll see you next time.